Good morning, this is Marx from the Bible in 1 Year. Today we're going to look at Exodus 14. In Exodus 14, the Israelites find themselves trapped between the Red Sea and the advancing army of Pharaoh. God deliberately leads the Israelites to a place where they are hemmed in, camped by the Red Sea with mountains on either side. From a human perspective, it seems like a mistake. But Scripture reveals that God is setting the stage to display His glory. Meanwhile, Pharaoh's heart is hardened once again, regretting that he let the Israelites go. He gathers his army, his finest chariots, and pursues them. As the Egyptians draw near, the Israelites lift their eyes and see danger rushing towards them. Fear overwhelms them, and they cry out not in faith, but in complaint. They accuse Moses, saying it would have been better to remain slaves in Egypt than to die in the wilderness. We then see Moses responds with a word of calm authority rooted in trust. Do not be afraid. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. The Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Then God speaks, telling Moses to move forward. Faith is not passive. It trusts and obeys. The angel of God and the pillar of cloud moved behind Israel, forming a barrier between them and the Egyptians. God instructs Moses to stretch out his staff over the sea. The Lord then parted the waters, creating a dry path through the sea. The Israelites walk through the midst of it, with walls of water on either side. This is not just an escape, it's a supernatural deliverance. The Egyptians attempt to follow, but God disrupts them. Their chariots' wheels came off, and confusion spreads. Finally, God tells Moses to stretch out his hand again. The waters return to their place, covering the Egyptian army completely. Not one survives. The threat that terrified Israel is utterly destroyed. The chapter ends with a powerful conclusion. Israel sees the great work of the Lord. They fear him and believes in him and in the servant Moses. What began in fear ends in faith. So how do we apply Exodus 14 in our lives today? Well, firstly, trust God when you feel trapped. Just like Israel, we sometimes face situations where there seems to be no way out. Exodus 14 teaches us that God often allows impossible situations so that His power can be revealed. When you feel surrendered, God is still in control. Secondly, fear can distort our perspective. The Israelites quickly forgot God's miracles in Egypt and focused on their fear. In the same way, fear can make us doubt God's faithfulness. We must remind ourselves of what God has already done. We also see that God makes a way where there seems to be no way. The parting of the Red Sea is a powerful reminder that God can create a path in the most impossible circumstances. What looks like an end may actually be the beginning of God's deliverance. Lastly, God fights for His people. Israel did not defeat Egypt by their own strength. God did it for them. This points to a deeper truth. We are saved not by our works, but by God's power and by His grace. This is also a foreshadow of Jesus. Jesus, like Moses, leads His people through what seems impossible. And at the cross, what looks like defeat became the greatest victory. God made a way where there was none. In essence, Exodus 14 teaches that when everything seems impossible, God is often closest to doing something powerful. The place where we feel trapped may be the very place where God will reveal His glory. So when fear rises and the way forward seems closed, remember the words spoken that day. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Have a blessed day.